Ever pondered why the classic Australian banter seems to be fading into oblivion? Australians have always been known for their unique brand of banter, a rich blend of humour, sarcasm and camaraderie that often leaves outsiders puzzled yet intrigued. This banter, a cornerstone of Australian culture, was more than just a form of communication. It was a binding glue, an icebreaker, a way of fostering strong interpersonal relationships. It was our way of saying, hey, we're all mates here. But today, it seems like this classic Aussie banter is being replaced by a new breed of interactions. Let's take a look at the rise of the Karens in Australia. You know, those folks who can't mind their own business and feel the need to tell others how to live. They're often found demanding to see the manager or complaining about the smallest of inconveniences. This shift has led to a culture of confrontation rather than camaraderie, where having a laugh or a friendly chat is replaced by endless bickering. Then there's the encroachment of woke ideology, a well-intentioned movement that sometimes strays into the realm of absurdity. It's one thing to fight against racism, bigotry and sexism. It's another to police every word and thought of everyday people. The freedom that once defined our conversations seems to be shrinking, replaced by a fear of offending or saying the wrong thing. This isn't the Australia we know and love, is it? And let's not forget the confusion surrounding the use of pronouns. It's important to respect everyone's identity, but the expectation for everyone to get it right all the time can be a bit overwhelming. Do we call a single person they or them? And if we do, are we implying that they can be in two places at once? It's a linguistic conundrum that's adding another layer of complexity to our interactions. Quite a shift from the classic g'day mate, wouldn't you agree? From a land brimming with friendly banter, are we turning into a nation scared of our own shadows? This question is becoming more relevant as we delve into the concept of anthropophobia, the fear of people and interpersonal relationships. This isn't about romantic entanglements, but rather the everyday interactions that shape our lives. There's been a surge of this fear in Australia, and it's worth pondering why. Is it the result of recent global and domestic events that have rocked our world? Or perhaps it's a side effect of our digital age, where human contact is often replaced by screens and emojis. This growing trend is impacting our legendary Aussie camaraderie, causing us to retreat into our shells instead of engaging in the good-natured ribbing we're famous for. It's a complex issue with no easy solutions, but one thing's for sure, we can't let our fear of people overshadow our love for a good yarn and a laugh. So, the fear of spiders we get, but our fellow Aussies? Now that's a head-scratcher. Ever been stumped by the them and they conundrum in a one-on-one conversation? It's like calling a car a motorbike. Sure, they both have wheels, but that's where the similarities end. Picture this. You're at the park and you see a cat. Would you call it a dog? Of course not. It's a cat regardless of how it identifies. Now imagine if the cat got offended and insisted on being called a dog. Sounds absurd, right? That's the predicament we find ourselves in with gender-neutral pronouns. It's one thing to be respectful, but sometimes the line between respect and absurdity can become a bit blurry. Let's get this straight. We're not talking about the legitimate identities of trans men and women. We're talking about the bizarre claims of being a different race or species. So next time someone identifies as a kangaroo, remember, you heard it here first. Well, mates, it's been a ripper of a chat, hasn't it? We've ventured through the outback of Aussie banter, dodged a few Karens, and even grappled with the prickly bush of pronouns. It's clear that navigating modern interactions can be as tricky as a game of backyard cricket on a hot summer's day. In the spirit of true Aussie camaraderie, let's remember to embrace the uniqueness of every bloke and Sheila out there. Whether they're a trans man, a trans woman, or even if they identify as they or them, let's respect their individuality. But let's not lose our sense of humor and Aussie banter in the process. After all, we're from the land down under where a fair go is a way of life. So, until next time, keep the banter alive, avoid becoming a Karen, and remember, a cat is not a dog.